started calling me Burnaby Joe, and we had some really good teams, good players, and it was, you know, best friends are from there, and so a lot of great memories playing hockey in Burnaby.
Rogers hometown hockey on City from Burnaby this evening with Cliff Ronning, Ty Ronning, his son, who plays for the Vancouver Giants, and the great Kirk McLean. And when I think of Joe Sakic, it's Bob Cole. He always had a great call, Joe Sakic. You know, he loved to do that in the Olympic sports in 2002. What strikes you about Joe?
Probably had the best wrist shot I've ever seen, and quick. And he always had his head up. He was that type of player that just was smart. He could make a pass. He could shoot from anywhere. And he was just the way I saw him, just as a great person. He was very humble.
And you said he'd throw on skates and trump you after a whole summer.
Yeah, I would skate for about 2 months in the summer, getting ready and trying to, you know, get a little faster. And then he shows up with a box of skates, puts them on. First time on the skates, best player on the ice.
As you can see, it's still eating him to this day.
Story I loved, Kirk, was that he would always go off morning skate early. Normally you think of the guy that's last on the ice as the most dedicated, but he knew players would read off him as captain and they'd stay if he stayed. So he'd get off and let you get your rest and get away.
He's thinking as a captain, thinking about his team, and good on him. I was never a big believer in pregame skate anyways. I think we just had to do it for the sake of doing it, but more to get your equipment maybe loosened up a wee bit and get a little bit of blood flow going. But yeah, isn't that interesting?
And you said he was like an animal even before he got on the ice.
Yeah, no, I know, like, as my dad said, like, head up all the time, 24/7 in the video, and, yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, I want to show a couple of things. Earlier tonight, we showed you doing the Tiger Williams celebration. Why don't you explain what it was you were up to here?
Well, I always wanted to play for my hometown. I said if I ever scored a goal, I mean, Tiger Williams is someone I watched and played, and he did it. And I said if I ever scored an overtime goal for my hometown, I'm going to ride the stick. And so after that goal, I was so excited, beating the LA Kings. I rode the stick very quickly and realized, you know what, we got another game to play tomorrow against them. So I figured I'm going to get ran right through the board, so I better stop. So I kept it really quick.
And Kirk, we have a little treat for you. Earlier tonight, we showed the greatest save ever made was on the 3-on-1. Fleury feeds it to Reichel, and you stop Calgary in overtime in Game 7. But you did mention that to get to overtime, you had to stop one of the most deadly shooters in any time.
Yeah, well, first of all, Greg had to score the goal to get us there, and then Alan McInnes came down not too long after that and stepped into a slapper right at the top of the circles here, and I was lucky enough to get my glove on. So that was probably about a minute and a half left.
Hey, Ty, what do you think of the game tonight? Vancouver coming off a tough one against LA. How do you see it this evening?
Well, I know, like, for sure, it was a boom right off the start with the X of that fight. I think that definitely set the tone, and things were rolling, and, you know, another period up.
I was saying to you, you're a young guy in the Western Hockey League. Both lower vets, obviously trying to make an impression, and got a great debut, or first 2 games, and then LA as the champions, and now tonight a turnover cliff in that period, and you said, but that's okay, yes?
Well, I know I've done it when I was a young player, and he's going to learn from it. And he thought he probably could beat the guy at that last second. They poke checked it, they were gone the other way, and all of a sudden they were fortunate the goalie, like a Kirk McLean, made a big save. That you know, from there he's going to learn. He's going to get better.
You guys are too nice here.
Hey,
my tires here.
First of all, Kirk, you got Axel goaltending. Here's a fantastic new program you're involved with a buddy, Danny McDonald. Just want to touch on Ryan Miller's settling influence. This is a save he made in Denver, where the Canucks were trailing 2-0, and it was a turnover, so your defenseman's kind of on the hook, just like Hobart that tonight. And here's Miller makes a save on none other than Nathan McKinnon.
Well, and it was a very timely save, obviously, and you know, that could have been a turning point right there. They're up 2-0 already. They could go up 3-0, but he makes a big save, and then, of course, Vancouver settles back in and wins the game.
Really a treat. You're going to come to Kelowna with us, Kirk. Ty, you're welcome anytime. You'll be back in the lineup. I know there's an injury right now, but good luck with the Giants and Cliff Ronning. Always a treat to see you, too. Burnaby's Rogers hometown hockey this evening, and what a setting for a Canucks-Ducks clash. We're through 20. George is next with the guys.